Pac-12 Women's Lacrosse is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Getting ready for first draw here at Pape Field as you take a look at the Stanford Cardinal, again coming off that overtime win out of Colorado back on Friday. Their starting lineups, Trudy Gratton will be getting the start in front of the cage once again for the Cardinal. Keep your eye out also for Galen Liu, another terrific offensive player at that attacker spot. 6 goals, 6 assists on the season for the senior out of Glen Ridge, New Jersey. And for the Oregon Ducks, also keep an eye on their talented freshman midfielders in Morgan McCarthy and Nakia McCardle, both coming off of multiple goal performances back on Saturday in the win over Cal. And in the cage for Oregon, Allie Dunbar. A season low, 9 goals allowed against Cal back on Saturday. Also had 9 saves in that win. Oregon 1-0, getting their first win on the year against Cal. Stanford, meanwhile, still undefeated at 3-0, 2-0 in the Pac-12. In that overtime win against Colorado, I should say. They trailed 9-6 halfway through that second half, and they came roaring back to set up OT against Colorado, and then Michaela Watson got that game winner in overtime, and with just 22 seconds to go, JC Lemos scored to tie it up at 9. Possession going to Oregon here. And a big key for the Ducks this afternoon following their win on Saturday, according to Chelsea Hoffman, is they got to win the draws. Those draw wins were important for them back on Saturday. They haven't had a game yet where they've been super consistent on the draw, and she believes it gave them momentum throughout that entire game. And again, Oregon's really going to have to put the ball in the cage this afternoon. Right now they are dead last in the Pac-12, just averaging under 9.5 goals per game. And an early foul on Oregon as Shanley Wallace gets the yellow card.
Yellow card assessed to Oregon, 2-minute penalty.
And very early on, Stanford with the advantage. Shanley Wallace coming off a 2-goal performance against Cal. Near the 8, here's Watson. And the Oregon defense holds. Dunbar going to have to track it down. And we'll get a whistle. Not exactly sure what caused the stoppage of play. Our officials this afternoon, by the way, David Dunham, Angela Lavelle, and Cameron Molyneux. And we're back to action as Dunbar sails one over the head of Rachel Williams. Stanford, meanwhile, averaging just under 14 goals per contest so far. In an early matchup of the top 2 teams in the Pac-12 standings very, very early into this conference slate.
Foul assessed to Oregon. Free position for
Free
Stanford.
position shot coming up.
Right here, D.
Hannah Griffith. On the far side. Bayako trying to get it, scoops it up. And now to the stick of Watson. Lou. Watson just outside the 8. Bayako fires, and that one into the stick. Or in the net, I should say, of Dunbar. Again, Allie Dunbar playing very well this past week. With a nice save right there. 9 saves against Cal. And now both teams back to even strength. Wallace trying to shake her way around the defense. Off the loose ball, scooped up by McCarthy. Wallace. Hillcoff tried to fire it inside. And we'll get another foul in a free position here for Hannah Hillcoff. 16 goals leading the way for Oregon this season. Does have 1 free position goal so far. Looking for 2 here if she tries to fire it past Grattan. Hillcoff. And knocked away by Grattan. Trudy Grattan this season, allowing an average of just over 8 goals per game so far. Over 5 minutes gone by here in the first half. Still goose eggs. Here's Lou. Tried to find Lemos again. Had that big goal on Saturday to force overtime against Colorado. Jay Brown looking for options. Behind the back to Lou. Lou, Bayako. Genesis Lucero, shot clock down to 3. Stanford's got to fire up a shot. And once again, the Oregon defense holds. Here comes McCardle tearing up the turf. Inside, chance for Oregon, and the Ducks get on the board.
Oregon goal scored by number 11.
Lindsey Clark with the first goal of the afternoon for Oregon. Off the curl. Able to bounce it into the cage. Her 5th goal on the year. And And her second goal of the weekend after also finding the cage against Cal. And one thing to watch for this Ducks squad, especially on the offensive end, is maybe gaining some confidence, gaining some momentum. Again, that was their first win of the entire season back on Saturday. They scored a season-high 14 in the win against Cal. So the offense was clicking, and they're hoping that will carry over this afternoon to take down a top 25 team in Stanford. As Watson able to scoop it up, gets ahead to Lucero. No whistle, play on. Oregon this season 39% on shots. Wallace trying to dance. Here's McCarthy trying to get past Watson just outside the 8. Wallace with the spin, slings it just wide. Johnny Wallace with 5 goals this season, 61% shots on goal. As here she goes again, facing the double team and tried to slip it through. And here's Anna Griffith running up the field. And that pass too high. Already 4 turnovers on Stanford. And now Galen Liu, 3-on-1. Liu the find and into the cage. Catherine Jertson with the goal, and Stanford evens it up. And Stanford taking advantage of that Oregon turnover as Galen Liu continues.
By number 2, Jay Brown.
To be a tremendous passer for this Stanford squad this season. That's her 7th assist. Jertson with her 3rd goal this year. And both of those goals this season are from that win on Saturday against Colorado. Last year finished with the 3rd most goals on this Stanford squad with 15. Possession given to the Ducks. Lillian Stump. Katie Collins out to Wallace. Wallace trying to slash inside. Back out to Cummins. Hillcoff the spin, faces the double, tries to escape. Slings it and just high.
I got 11. I got 32. Stand 32.
Both teams early on with 2 shots on goal each. Collins within the 12, gets into the 8. And Stanford forces another Oregon turnover. Into the stick of Hillcoff, bounces it in. And now Oregon takes advantage of a Stanford turnover. Just right place at the right time, goes right into the net. And Hannah Hillcoff continuing her strong season with her 17th goal of the year. And she knows how to put the ball in the cage. Just one of 15 players nationally last year with 20 goals and 40 draw controls during her freshman year here in Eugene. You see Chelsea Hoffman there in her 3rd season. And has ties to that Stanford Cardinal program, serving as their offensive coordinator between 2015 and 2018. And during that time, helped lead Stanford to a pair of conference titles, including the inaugural Pac-12 tournament back in 2018. Two to 1, Ducks lead. Jay Brown behind the net. And the Oregon defense again holding. There's Morgan McCarthy trying to outrace 2 Cardinal. McCarthy just high. And again, Chelsea Hoffman said before the season that she's excited about McCarthy as well as Nikita McCardle at that midfielder spot. 2 talented freshmen looking to make an impact for this Ducks squad as the years go by. Lillian Stump, now to Shanley Wallace. Under 15 on the timer. Shanley Wallace drives, and that one sails over the cage. And so we'll get a foul and a yellow card. And it's going to be on Shanley Wallace.
Card assessed to Oregon, yellow card, 2-minute penalty.
So Stanford once again, for the 2nd time this game, will have the player advantage. And you saw the stick toward the head. 2 minutes for Wallace. There's Balashi. Anna Griffith. Galen Liu, who already has an assist in this game so far. Griffith in the 8. And Stanford evens it up. Ailish Kelly with the goal. Taking advantage of that player advantage. Able to get it past Allie Dunbar. Now her 4th goal of the season.
Stanford goal, number 12.
For the freshman out of Bayport, New York.
Assisted by number 13, Allie Bayaka.
Was the number 22 recruit, I should say, coming out of high school. And that's not surprising. You see that goal right there. She's sneaky. She can find small spaces and cut and dodge, and you saw it right there on that goal. And overall, this is a very talented freshman class. As we said earlier, Chelsea Hoffman wanted to see the Ducks continue to have success in draw controls. Right now, it's Stanford leading the way in that category, now 4-1. And Stanford looking to take the lead here. Katie Gilbert back in her home state. Local product, about 2 hours north from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Kayla Watson couldn't handle the pass, but able to scoop it back up within the 8. Here comes McCardle. Lots of contact. Loose ball finds its way into the cage. That time Lillian Stump getting the goal. Crazy sequence here, watch this. Off the loose ball. It was like a slap shot. Lillian Stump, her 9th goal of the year. The officials checking her stick right now. And the goal will stand. Take a look at the standings. As we mentioned before, very, very early on in this Pac-12 season, these two teams sit atop of the standings. Stanford at 2-0, Oregon starting conference play on Saturday with that win over Cal. Obviously a lot to play throughout this Pac-12 season. And that California squad still looking for that first win. Wasn't able to get it today as they fell at Colorado. As McCarthy hits the turf. Back and forth we go throughout this first half. Here's Lou. She has an opening, but will take it back out. Jertson. And Dunbar snags it. Molly Dunbar again coming off a season best. 9 goals allowed on Saturday. Gokoff. That'll Lillian Stump. Morgan McCarthy as we're halfway through this first half. McCardle sees an opening, slings it, and off the pipe. There's Lucero tearing up the turf. Stanford with numbers. Jertson. Behind the cage to Brown. And that one high of the pipe. Gilbert tried to bounce it in. Cardinal will retain with a new shot clock. Galen Liu curls, fires. And Stanford again with another opportunity. And the Ducks right now with more shots than the Cardinals, 9-6 early on. And another shot off the pipe. Liu scoops it up. And this time, Stanford ties it up. Back and forth we continue to go here at Pape Field. As J.C. Lemos gets that goal. Again, was huge on Saturday against Colorado when she scored with just 22 seconds left to tie it up at 9 and to send it to overtime. All tied up at 3 here in Eugene. Break down the scoring right now for Stanford. Jertson, Kelly, and Lemos all with 1 each. And for the Ducks, Hillcoff, Clark, and Stump all with 1. And Hannah Hillcoff obviously has been a tremendous force for this Oregon offense, coming to this one accounting for 34% of the Ducks' goals. Continuing to have a great early career here in Eugene in just her sophomore season. Lindsey Clark trying to find an opening. Katie Collins to McCardle. Off the loose ball, a race for it, won by Michaela Watson. Knocked loose, but again scooped up by Stanford. Here's Pelton. Watson's got numbers, finds a slasher. And Bayako now to Liu, back to Brown behind the cage. Bayako. And a free position chance coming up for Stanford. As you saw Ailish Kelly take the contact.
Stanford free position on the 8.
Ailish Kelly already with a goal this afternoon. And from the free position, that shot wide. Jay Brown trying to escape. Now into the stick of Bayako. Here's Kelly again. And Dunbar able to snatch it away. And that's her third save of the game so far. You see Dunbar, 45% save percentage this season, which is fourth in the Pac-12. Galen Liu looking for options. Just outside the 8. Bayako and Ali Dunbar with another snatch. Ali Dunbar continuing her strong weekend. And that's going to be a foul, contact to the head on Galen Liu. And that's going to result in a yellow.
Yellow card assessed to the Stanford 2-minute penalty.
And Dunbar just able to reject that shot from Bayako. And knowing the tremendous goal scorer that she is, that's not an easy task. So Dunbar doing a good job right there. See Galen Liu on the sideline. Player advantage now for Oregon. This is the first time they've been in this position this afternoon. Lindsay Clark to Stump. Hillcroft on the nice feed from Lillian Stump. That was pretty. Beautiful dime from Stump, and Hillcroft puts it in the cage. And the Ducks retake the lead.
Oregon goal by number 32,
Hannah Hillcroft, assisted by number 24, Lillian.
Just bounces it in. And now 2 goals on the afternoon for Hillcroft. And the second assist on the year for Lillian Stump, as the Ducks take advantage with the player advantage. And Hannah Hillcroft already 1 goal away from another hat trick this season. She's had 3 straight games where she's scored at least 3 goals. Of course, coming off a 5-goal performance against Cal on Saturday. Stanford looking again to answer and to tie it up again. Jurtson within the 8. Back to Bayako. And off the loose ball, right into the net again of Ali Dunbar. Oregon with trouble trying to clear it. And scooped up by the Cardinal. There's Galen Liu, who just came back in after getting that yellow, and she answers as she fires a bullet into the cage. Galen Liu now with her 7th goal of the season.
Stanford goal for number 35, Galen Lou.
Just got enough space and was able to go upstairs. And obviously, as we've seen throughout her career on the farm, Lou has been a big-time playmaker. And many may be wondering how she ended up on the West Coast after growing up in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. The senior chose to play at Stanford because of watching Anna Kim while she was playing out a fantastic career for the Cardinal. Lou was inspired by Kim because she was one of the only Asian women's lacrosse players she watched growing up. She even had a 2014 Stanford lacrosse poster hanging up in her room that served as inspiration, and now she gets to be a role model to other girls who want to come play lacrosse at Stanford or really anywhere else. And obviously having a terrific career at the program she always wanted to play at. As she evens this one up at 4. Just under 7.5 to play here in the first half, and an exciting first half here from Pape Field. We'll get a stoppage. Galen Lou just outside the 12. McMahon, and Stanford retakes the lead.
Stanford goal scored by number 32, Daniela McMahon.
Danielle McMahon gets it into the net. For her second goal this season. Now a 5-4 Stanford lead. As Belton hit the turf, Oregon looking for an answer. 14 shots for Stanford, 10 for the Ducks here in this first half. And out of those 14 shots, 9 of them have been on goal for the Cardinal, 5 for Oregon. And the Cardinal continuing, I should say, to win the draw controls at 7-3. Lindsey Clark. Long pass out to Griffith. Michaela Watson, the give and go back to Griffith. Jurtson trying to handle it, but taken by Jay Brown. Bayako to Watson. Jay Brown trying to work her way around Rachel Williams. Off the loose ball, scooped up, and Stanford now with a 2-goal lead.
Stanford goal for number 12, Eilish Kelly.
As Eilish Kelly gets another goal this afternoon, and we'll have a timeout called by Oregon. As the Cardinals now take a 6-4 lead, just over 5 minutes to play in this first half. Again, Ailish Kelly with her second goal of the game on 5 shots. The only Cardinal in double-figure scoring so far. Meanwhile, Hannah Hilkoff, the only Duck in double-figure scoring right now with 2. Glad you're able to join us here from Eugene here on Pac-12 Network. Ben Creighton here at Pape Field in this early Pac-12 season showdown between, right now, the top 2 teams in the standings. Stanford coming in at 2-0 in the Pac-12. Oregon at 1-0, getting their first win of the entire season on Saturday in the conference opener against Cal. See Danielle Spencer, the head coach of the Stanford Cardinal, in her second season, and had to be a whirlwind of a first year leading this Cardinal program. Only played 7 games until that 2020 season was canceled due to the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. But a great start here for her Cardinal in her second season, undefeated at 3-0, coming off that overtime thriller against Colorado. And before her arrival to Stanford, led Dartmouth to a regular season title and won a pair of Coach of the Year awards. And going back to Ailish Kelly again, 2 goals on the afternoon. Also had a goal on Saturday against the Buffs. See right there, able to bounce it in for goal number 1. And then gets the loose ball and fires it into the cage for number 2. So 2 goals for the freshman out of Bayport, New York. Was the number 22 recruit coming out of high school. A 6-4 Stanford lead. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Out of the timeout, Oregon will look to respond. And again, as Chelsea Hoffman was saying following that Cal win, draw controls were so crucial in that win against the Golden Bears. Right now that has gone Stanford's way, leading Oregon 7-3 in that category. And speaking of seasons that were canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Ducks were actually playing well after getting out to a rough start last season. Chelsea Hoffman implemented a new offense, and it worked wonders for this Ducks program, who scored a season high in goals. But after that matchup, the season was canceled, and she said before the season started, she felt that the Ducks had a lot left on the table. It was a huge disappointment because she felt that they were starting to really click and starting to play well. McCarthy looking for space, trying to dance around a defender. Oregon using a lot of the shot clock here on this possession, under 20. As we wind down this first half. Off the loose ball. And taken away by Stanford, and a foul. solid defensive stand there from the Cardinal. The scramble for the loose ball and subsequent foul. Gilbert couldn't handle the feed. Here comes Logan Gerke trying to escape. Sidney Soto, freshman midfielder out of Harbor, Minnesota. Here's Stump, opening, 5-hole. And now Lillian Stump with her second goal of the afternoon.
24, Lillian Stump.
Right through Trudy Gratton's legs. And as Oregon cuts the deficit to 1. We talk so much about Hannah Hillcoff being a tremendous offensive player for this Duck squad. Don't forget about Lillian Stump. We talked about her in the opening. Another dangerous threat around the cage for this Oregon squad. The senior out of Davidsonville, Maryland. And that was now her 10th goal this season. And by the way, shoots it very well near the net. Coming into this one, had a 94% shot on goal percentage. And here comes McCarthy tearing up the turf. Hillcoff with the backhand. And with under 2 minutes to play here in the first half, Oregon looking to tie this one up. McCarthy tries to bounce its way in, but scooped up by Trudy Gratton, who also has had a good start to her season, averaging just under 8.5 goals allowed per game, including 8 saves against Colorado on Saturday.
Is that not the high?
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Under a minute remaining here in the first. Michaela Watson within the 8. And with the shot clock turn off as Michaela Watson overshoots her pass to Ali Bayako. I was just going to say, with the shot clock turned off, Stanford could have held to try to get one final shot before halftime, but now the Ducks will have that opportunity. Sidney Soto across midfield. Now with 20 left in the half. Soto, McCardle, Lillian Stump, sidearm rejected by Gratton. Great save there from Trudy Gratton. And Stanford's just going to let this clock wind down, and that will end the first half here at Pape Field. An exciting first 30 minutes as number 17 Stanford will go into the locker room with a 6-5 lead over the Ducks. Stanford leading the way in shots, 15-14. Back and forth we went through much of the first half. a 1-point Stanford lead here in Eugene. An exciting first 30 minutes here on a sunny spring day here in Eugene in the Willamette Valley. Number 17 Stanford with a 6-5 lead over Oregon. And it should be an exciting second half between these two squads who right now, very early in the Pac-12 season, sit atop the standings. Back and forth we went through much of that first half. But as you see, number 17 Stanford with a 6-5 lead over the Ducks. As we talked about before the break, the Cardinal lead the way in shots. Both teams really even in that department, 15-14 in favor of the Cardinal. As the same on shots on goal, 10-9 in favor of Stanford. Draw controls in favor of Stanford. That was a point of emphasis, as we talked about, from Chelsea Hoffman following that win over Cal. They wanted to have quality draw controls and to try to get more than Stanford. Right now, only a 2 draw control difference after Stanford really controlled it through much of that first half. And ground balls pretty even, and turnovers pretty even as well. So overall, pretty even first half here at Pape Field, including the score. 6-5 Stanford as we continue with halftime right after this. A 1-goal lead for 17th ranked Stanford over the Ducks, 6-5 here at halftime at Pape Field. Don't forget, men's volleyball coming up Tuesday right here on the Pac-12 Network as the 6th ranked Bruins and the Cardinal hit the court live from the farm. It's UCLA and Stanford Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Pac-12 Network, or download and stream live wherever you might be with Pac-12 Now. Again, 1-goal Stanford lead. Much more coming up on the other side. Second half just minutes away here at Pape Field. 17th ranked Stanford with a 6-5 lead over Oregon. As we take a look at the first half highlights. And for the Ducks, it was the Hannah Hilkoff and Lillian Stump show. First with Hilkoff with 2 goals early on for the Ducks. Gets that loose ball, bounces into the cage. And off the nice feed from Stump, able to fire it in. Now this was a crazy goal right here for Lillian Stump, who also has 2 in the ballgame so far. Just able to smack it in. And then able to get in front. And it goes 5-hole. Meanwhile for Stanford, Ailish Kelly leading the way for the Cardinal. She has 2 goals. Off the cut, she bounces it in past Allie Dunbar. And then Galen Liu, watch this, rocket for her first goal of the afternoon. And then McMahon getting into the show as she fires a bullet in. And then back to Ailish Kelly, her second goal of that first half. Again, 2 goals for Ailish Kelly to lead the way for the Cardinal. Pretty even all around when you take a look at the stats, not only in the score, but the shots on goal, the save, draw controls goes to Stanford in those first 30 minutes. And both teams even with 10 turnovers each through that first half. As we're ready to roll with this second half of action here at Pape Field. Again, Oregon and Stanford both undefeated on the young Pac-12 season so far. 2-0 for the Cardinal, 1-0 for the Ducks. Oregon taking down Cal on Saturday here in Eugene. As the clouds have opened up here in the Willamette Valley. Right before we got going here in Eugene, it was an absolute downpour. But as is with Oregon spring weather, you'll get sun, and then you'll get torrential downpour, and then you'll basically just get about everything within an hour's time. As Oregon will have it to start this second half. There's Mara Zajac bringing it around the cage. Off the loose ball, McCarthy able to scoop it up. Now to McCardle. Lillian Stump all alone behind the cage. Pitches it. And a beautiful find. And barely a minute into the second half, Oregon answers and ties this one up. Lindsay Clark with the assist. And once again, Hannah Hillcoff. She now has the hat trick. 4 straight games that Hillcoff has had at least 3 or more goals. Or I should say at least 3 goals. She's had a hat trick in 4 straight games, I should say. Her 19th this season. Again, continuing to be a big force for that Ducks offense. Three goals for Hillcoff, 2 goals for Stump. And the other goal for the Ducks coming from the stick of Lindsay Clark. Pelton to Ali Bayako, who's still looking for her first goal this afternoon. Coming into this one, led the Cardinal in goals with 12 coming into this afternoon. Galen Liu out to Watson. Back to Liu on the give and go. Tracked down by Katie Gilbert. And Ailish Kelly had to almost touch the sky to get that ball. Bayako at the 12. Griffith weaving. Under 20 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Galen Liu takes the contact, gets inside. She's got to fire up a shot, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Turnover number 11 for Stanford. McCarthy blows past the defender and into the net. And Oregon retakes the lead. Morgan McCarthy. You see right here, using the wheels, getting past her defender, and gets it past Cara Rom, who's now in goal for Stanford. So 2 goals in the past 3 days for McCarthy, who also found the cage against Cal, I should say, back on Saturday. And once again, we have another lead change in this one. We've just gone back and forth throughout this game. Genesis Lucero wins that draw. Control.
Good movement.
Bayako at the top of the 12. Lindsey Clark to stump behind the cage. Pulling out the offense. Now to Haley Cummins. Hillcoff spin. Will take it back out. Fires to Clark. Clark winds, tried to bounce it in. Off the scoop. Collins. And another Duck goal.
Oregon goal for number 8.
Collins getting it off the rebound.
Stanford.
And Stanford will call a timeout. Three goals for the Ducks in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Now a 2-point Oregon lead. Pac-12 Women's Lacrosse is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Beautiful shot of downtown Eugene. Just outside of downtown here at Pape Field, an 8-6 Oregon lead over number 17 Stanford, as the Ducks have scored 3 goals in just the first 4.5 minutes of this second half, trying to pull off the upset as Stanford is on the run. Michaela Watson to Bayako. Jay Brown off the loose ball. As Allie Dunbar able to pick it up. And Michaela Watson tried to get it up ahead to Bayako, and McCardle able to knock it away. Katie Collins. She's got numbers. Lindsey Clark. Looking inside the 8. And Oregon continues their strong start to the second half. This time off the stick of Allie Bateman. The sophomore. See Lindsey Clark bringing it out and found a better option. Goes upstairs. Now a 9-6 Oregon lead.
Allie Bateman, assisted by number 11, Lindsey Clark.
And that is Bateman's first goal this season. Largest lead of the afternoon for the Ducks. Trying to start Pac-12 play 2-0. And by the way, to point this out, Oregon has lost to Stanford 10 straight times. The Stanford Cardinal are 17-3 all time against the Ducks. Michaela Watson as Stanford desperately looking for offense. And remember, they've been in this exact same position just 2 days ago. They trailed Colorado 9-6 on the road, and they came back to force overtime. And Michaela Watson fired into the cage for the game winner in OT. So Stanford knows how to overcome situations like this. They just faced it 2 days ago, as I just said.
Got you. I got ball. I'm here. Got you. Good job. Yeah. I'm here. Great. I got her.
Galen Liu, who already has a goal in this game for Stanford. Michaela Watson gets past McCarthy. Jay Brown. The lob inside, and that one too high. Katie Collins tearing up the turf with Michaela Watson in pursuit. Anna Hillcoff now with 3 goals for Oregon, another hat trick for the sophomore. Lillian Stump, who has a pair of goals of her own. McCardle, Lindsay Clark finds a cutting Hillcoff into the cage again on the beautiful dime. Now a 10-6 Oregon lead. Number 4 on the afternoon for Hillcoff.
Assisted by number 11, Lindsay Clark.
And Lindsay Clark with another assist. That's already her 3rd assist in this game. A 50% shot percentage this afternoon for Hannah Hillcoff. And we'll do the draw again. Between McCardle and Lucero. Lucero to Biacco. Jay Brown the lob. And we'll get a foul on Oregon, so free position coming up for Stanford. Biacco and Stanford finally gets their first goal of the second half off Ali Biacco's first goal of the game.
That Stanford goal was scored by number 13.
You see it finally getting into the cage for Biacco, who leads the Stanford Cardinal in goals this season. Now her 13th on the year. The 2-time All Pac-12 recipient. And like we talked about in the opening, has just been on fire since she stepped foot on the farm. In just her freshman season, she was second on the team in goals scored and was 6th in the Pac-12. Has had a tremendous career for this Stanford program. As the Cardinal look for 2 quick goals to try to cut this to a 2-point game. Back into the stick of Biacco. There's Catherine Jertson. Galen Liu. Excuse me, that was Lucero. Hard hit. Inside the 8. As Galen Liu just took a shot. And not surprisingly, that's going to be a yellow card. You saw Liu take a hard hit to the turf. Free position chance here for the senior, who already has a goal in this one. And a great angle here for Liu. And bounces it in, and Stanford has cut the deficit to 2. Able to get it past Dunbar for her second. And now Galen Liu joins Ailish Kelly as the two Cardinal with multiple goals this afternoon. And we talk so much about Bayako. Galen Liu has also been a big factor for the Stanford program in her years on the farm. And a tremendous attacker. You can say that for basically this entire lineup of Stanford attackers, with Galen Liu as well as Ali Bayako, obviously. Catherine Jertson is also solid. And Stanford still with the advantage here, down 2, trying to mount a comeback just like they did against Colorado. And we get another whistle. And possession going back to the Ducks. Stump out to Cummins. Cummins in the 12, trying to get in the 8. She does. And we'll get a foul now on Stanford. You can see the contact to the neck. And it's now, yeah, you saw the hit in the head, so a yellow card now for Genesis Lucero. 2 minutes for her. So now Haley Cummins with the free position chance. And instead brings it back out to Hillcoff. Hillcoff with 4 goals, finds Stump on the cut. It's Stanford regains possession. Michaela Watson tearing up the turf. Cardinal with numbers to Bayako. Jay Brown trying to battle her way inside. Liu slashes between the defenders. Jay Brown able to scoop it up.
Low, low. With you, Rachel. Yeah, yeah. Leg.
Watson tried to find Lou, but throws it away. And then Watson's going to get called for the foul. As the player advantage will come to an end for Oregon. Both teams now back to even strength. Jay Brown trying to get past Soto. She does. She's got an opening. And tried to find Ali Bayako, but couldn't handle the pass. And we'll get a timeout. And Stanford will take it. Both Oregon and Stanford right now tied at 20 shots each. And again, it was a huge start to the second half for Oregon. 5 unanswered goals coming out of halftime. And this was a pretty dime right here. Clark to Hillcoff for her 4th goal. And then McCarthy getting in on it. And then off the rebound, always follow the rebound. Katie Collins puts it into the cage. As the offense for the Ducks continued to click through those first 10 minutes. And then Allie Bateman getting her first goal of the season. And another nice dime. Again, Hannah Hillcoff with 4 goals in this one. Oregon with a 10-8 lead. Looking to snap a 10-game losing streak to the Cardinal. And looking for a top 25 upset. You see Chelsea Hoffman, the head coach of the Ducks, in her 3rd season leading this Oregon program. Of course, has ties to the Stanford Cardinal. Was their offensive coordinator between 2015 and 2018. And obviously had a lot of success while on the farm. 2 Pac-12 titles, 3 NCAA tournament berths for the now Oregon head coach. And obviously the offense really clicked for that Stanford squad during her tenure. And Chelsea Spencer also had previous ties with the Stanford program, serving as an assistant way back in the day, before eventually becoming the head coach at Dartmouth. They won the regular season title back in 2019. It was a wild first season for Spencer at Stanford, who only played 7 games before the season was canceled last year. And right now trying to will her Cardinal team to another comeback in the last 3 days. Jay Brown goes upstairs. And now it's a 1-point game.
Stanford goal scored by number 2, Jay Brown.
Off the give and go. Brown find an opening. As Catherine Jertson is going to get the assist. And Jay Brown's 5th goal of the season. We talk so much about Galen Liu and Catherine Jertson and Ali Bayako, all seniors. You know, the future of that position remains bright, with Jay Brown only being a sophomore. So the Cardinal have been able to cut the deficit to 1. It's still over 17 minutes to play here in this second half. Here's McMahon. Stanford looking to tie it up. Give and go. McMahon. And we'll have a whistle.
Foul assessed to Oregon.
And a free position play coming up here for Daniela McMahon.
Hey, Morgan.
McMahon will instead reset the offense. Bayako ties it up. When you need a big goal, you go to your big-time point scorer.
Stanford goal scored by number 13, Ali Bayako, assisted by number 9.
You see the cut from Bayako, gets it into the cage, and we're all knotted up at 10. Those first 10 minutes all belong to the Ducks, but since then, Stanford has come roaring back. The second goal for Bayako, and now we're going to get a timeout from Oregon.
Timeout, Oregon.
What a thriller we have this afternoon here in Eugene. And we still got under 17 minutes to play. 16 shots on goal for Stanford, 15 for Oregon. Again, Ali Bayako with 2 goals, Galen Liu with 2, Ailish Kelly with 2 for Stanford. Hannah Hilkoff continuing to be impressive as the season goes on with 4 goals. Lillian Stump with 2. And speaking of Hannah Hilkoff, as we mentioned before, having a tremendous afternoon with those 4 goals. And continues to be a force for this Ducks offense, not only in this season, but during her freshman campaign as well. Came into this one tied for second in the Pac-12 in goals scored with 16. And obviously with those 4, she's now up to 20 on the 2021 season. As opposing defenses will have a tough task of trying to slow her down for years to come. Again, like I mentioned, just a sophomore is Hannah Hilkoff. Again, tied up at 10. Draw controls controlled by Stanford so far. 15 turnovers for Stanford. And just like we saw back on Saturday, when Stanford trailed 9-6 halfway through that second half, they came roaring back to tie it up to send it to overtime. A little bit of deja vu, a 4-0 scoring run by the Cardinal to tie this one up at 10. Off the draw, controlled by the Cardinal, and a foul on the Ducks. McMahon out to Ali Bayako. Jay Brown, who had a goal just a minute ago, intercepted by McCardle. Rachel Williams to Dunbar. And the Ducks with a chance to snap this 4-0 Stanford run. Lindsey Clark, who's had a few assists this afternoon. Hillcoff trying to dance. Faces the double team. Inside McCardle. Lindsey Clark. Off the cut. Hillcoff bounces it in. And when you need a big goal to retake the lead in the second half, you give it to your top goal scorer. Just like we saw a couple seconds ago with Ali Bayako to tie it up. Number 5 on the afternoon for Hillcoff. And by the way, another assist for Lindsey Clark. That connection has been solid today. And Oregon has now regained the lead. 5 of 9 this afternoon for the sophomore. There's Michaela Watson. Looking to make a big play here for Stanford. Can they even it up on this possession? Anna Griffith. Michaela Watson. Inside to Jertson, who will reset it out to Bayako at the top of the 12. Griffith backhand. All knotted up again.
Stanford goal scored by number 5, Anna Griffith.
Another answer by the Cardinal. As Griffith gets her first goal of the game. The sophomore out of Summit, New Jersey. That's her 3rd goal on the season. A battle between right now the top 2 teams in the standings. Bayako lost possession and eventually picks it up and lost it again. And the scoring has really ramped up here in the first 16 minutes of this second half. Watson. And it's not going to be a goal. Just based on that replay, it looks like Jertson maybe stepped inside that crease. So the goal waved off and we remain tied at 11. But not for long as Lillian Stump bounces it in. Now 3 goals for Stump. A humongous second half as both teams continue to find the cage. A 12-11 Oregon lead. Lillian Stump now with 11 goals on the season. And just like Hannah Hilkoff is very dangerous around the net. He was second in the Pac-12 last year in shots on goal percentage. And the whistle after the draw. Oregon maintains it. Hilkoff with 5 this afternoon. Both teams even on shots on goal, both with 17. Hilkoff, the spin, slings it. How about 6 for Hilkoff?
Oregon goal scored by number 32, Hannah Hilkoff.
Off the spin. And another bouncer for the sophomore. No shortage of offense here in the second half between the Ducks and the Cardinal. 10 shots now for Hilkoff. A 60% shot percentage. It's a pretty solid afternoon. You can feel the energy in this stadium and from the Ducks sideline. They're looking for a top 25 upset and looking to beat the Stanford Cardinal for the first time in 10 meetings. And a foul on Stanford as Haley Cummins fell to the turf. Here's Morgan McCarthy. Here's Hilkoff. You know she's eyeing number 7. Clark behind the net. McCarthy, and we'll get a whistle. Possession back to Stanford. Jay Brown again working behind the cage like she's done most of this afternoon. And that one off the crossbar. Bayako takes out of the 12, the lob to Brown. Bayako taking the contact. Trying to get in the 8, but instead we'll bring it back out to the 12. Galen Liu gets inside. She takes another hit and will get a yellow card here on the Ducks.
Yellow card assessed to
You see Morgan McCarthy come in with the check. And now Stanford with the advantage. And Galen Liu will have a free position chance at the top of the 8. Looking for a hat trick, already with 2 goals in this one.
Which one of us goes behind?
It's a great angle for Liu here to go against Dunbar.
No, you don't have to be behind it. Get below to be on the entrance. 6 side, Nakia. Let's go. Let's go, Nakia. Let's go, Hale. Come on, Johnny.
And Liu, that one off the pipe.
Yours, Flynn, get out. You good? You got that, Liu.
As Olivia Mannon this time took the contact. Olivia Mannon, a recent arrival from Fresno State. Holds the program's single season record for draw controls with 64 while playing down there in Southern California. Cummins to McCardle. Just over 9 minutes to play here in regulation. See Stump, they were trying to go to Hillcoff inside the 8. Shot clock under 20. Under 10 now on the timer. Stump. Lots of contact. Down to 4. McCardle outside the 12. Hillcoff not able to get the shot off in time, and that's a shot clock violation. That's now the 15th turnover on the Ducks. Michaela Watson finds it to Jertson, and she wasn't able to connect. But now Bayako, she goes upstairs. And it's back to a 1-goal game on Ali Bayako's 3rd goal, and she's got the hat trick.
Stanford goal scored by number 13, Ali Bayako, assisted by number 2, Jay.
As Jay Brown will get the assist. And to talk about how great of a goal scorer Ali Bayako is, she had 8 goals against UC Davis in their season opener, which earned her a Pac-12 Player of the Week and is a single game record for Stanford Lacrosse. And now with a hat trick, one of many in her career. Michaela Watson. Bayako to tie, and that one's strong. The lob inside to Bayako. Watson inside the 8 with a whistle. And a free position chance for Michaela Watson. Watson. That one over the crossbar. Kay Brown, the give and go, but a little miscommunication. The track down by Watson. Bayako within the 8. And another foul. And another free position chance.
Foul assessed to Oregon. Stanford free position on the 8.
Watch out backside! Sydney, get on the inside! Jay, see it. Get in there, Mike.
Bayako. And again, airmail. Back to Bayako. Shot clock down to 3. Bayako with the shot clock winding down, that one wide. And Oregon with the defensive stance. Over 6 minutes to play here in regulation in this thrilling showdown between number 17 Stanford and Oregon. Again, Stanford has won the last 10 meetings between these two programs. And the series heavily leans towards the Cardinal as Ali Bayako able to snatch it away. Kayla Watson. Lots of contact. Officials say play on. And Lucero intercepts it. And you see Danielle Spencer over on the sideline telling her girls, hey, slow down. Let's set up the offense. Griffith deflected. And Stanford has tied it up. Catherine Jertson. Falls into the netting of her stick, and she fires it in. That's her second goal. Overall, 4 points this afternoon for Jertson to go along with those 2 assists. All tied up at 13, just over 5 to play. Sixth goal of the season for Jertson. Galen Liu. Jay Brown. Brown mazes through. Here's Jay Brown. Back out to Bayako. And we'll get a foul on Oregon.
Foul assessed to Oregon. Stanford free position on the 8.
Free position here for Stanford. And Ale Bayako will have a chance to give the Cardinal the lead.
Let's go, guys!
Bayako whips it into the cage. And Stanford back on top. Number 4 on the afternoon for Bayako. And again, when you need a big goal late in regulation, you go to your top goal scorer in Ali Bayako. As she gets it done off the free position. And again, it's been a stellar afternoon for both of the Ducks and the Cardinal top scorers on the season. 6 for Hannah Hilkoff, and just saw it right there, 4 for Bayako. Bayako also with an assist this afternoon. A thriller between these two programs. And Stanford with another draw control as they're still dominating in that department, 20-9. Bayako finds Liu wide open within the 8. Liu, backhand bouncer in, and Stanford with a 2-point lead. And Galen Liu now with the hat trick.
Stanford goal scored by number 35, Galen Liu, assisted by number 13,
Ali Bayako with the assist. And Stanford's offense has really come alive here in the last 17 or so minutes after that fiery start from the Ducks. Coming out of halftime with 5 unanswered goals. Stanford has now retaken the lead, 15-13. And we'll get a timeout by the Ducks. And we're just under 3.5 to play here in regulation. If you're Oregon, she's had success the entire afternoon. Maybe you want to draw up some opportunities here for Hannah Hilkoff. Again, 6 goals in this game for the sophomore. And meanwhile, it's been another come-from-behind effort for Daniel Spencer's squad. Back on Saturday, they trailed 9-6 halfway through the second half against Colorado. And were able to claw their way back into that one and force overtime. And then Michaela Watson with the game winner in OT. And Stanford looking to remain undefeated. And again, Stanford has really caught on fire here in the last couple of minutes. Big thanks to Ali Bayako and her 4 goals this afternoon. Going upstairs against Dunbar. And then Catherine Jertson off the deflection. And then Bayako again off the free position chance. And then the assist to Galen Liu, who also has a hat trick. 4 goals for Bayako, 3 for Liu, 2 for Jertson. And also Ailish Kelly also with 2 goals as well for the Cardinal. And as you can see here at Pape Field, it got very dark very quickly, and now the rain is starting to come down pretty hard. And now we're getting hail. Again, springtime in Oregon. Under 3.5 to play. Stanford trying to hang on and remain undefeated on the season, as the hail is now coming down pretty hard here at Pape Field. And the weather really has been all over the place this afternoon. Before the first draw, it was pretty windy, raining sideways, and then we were pretty thankful that for most of this game it was bright and sunny and we saw blue sky. And now we're getting hard hail as we approach 3 minutes to play here in regulation. Hannah Hilkoff, the spin move, backhand. And we're going to get a foul. And it's going to be on Oregon, so Stanford possession. Catherine Jertson. And Stanford will look to use a little bit of clock here, still with 50 seconds on the shot clock. As we hit 2 minutes to play in regulation. Galen Liu blows by her defender, gets in the 8. And a stoppage in play and a foul.
Foul just for Oregon. Stanford free position on the meter.
Galen Liu with another free position, I should say, chance. Bayako, can she make it 5? Yes, as she goes upstairs once again, and that might be the dagger.
Stanford goal scored by number 13, Ali Bayako.
On the nice feed from Michaela Watson. And again, gets it over the stick of Ali Dunbar. Six total points this afternoon for the senior. And Stanford just over 90 seconds away from leaving Eugene 3-0 in the Pac-12. 11 goals in the second half for the Cardinal. Excuse me, 10 goals. And there's maybe about a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. So Stanford could literally just run this down.
1 minute remaining in the game.
And the shot clock's now turned off. So the Stanford Cardinal showed a lot of grit this weekend on the road. Again, to reiterate, Saturday they battled back from a deficit to take down Colorado in overtime. And in this one, they had to battle back from another deficit here in the second half and came roaring back with 10 goals in the final 30 minutes. As they'll improve to 4-0 overall in the season, remain undefeated in the Pac-12 as well at 3-0. And one final goal here from Stanford to increase the lead. This time from Catherine Jertson. And now she's got the hat trick.
By number 17, Catherine Jertson, assisted by number 2, Jay Brown.
Jay Brown getting the assist. A little skimmer. And a solid afternoon for Jertson as well with 5 points. As Lucero will fire it off, and that will do it. The Stanford Cardinal overcome another second half deficit to take down the Ducks 17-13. Ali Bayako leads the way with 5 goals. Catherine Jertson and Galen Liu with 3 each. Meanwhile for the Ducks, another strong offensive afternoon by Hannah Hilkoff with 6 goals. Lillian Stump with 3. And the Cardinal, again, showing a lot of resiliency this weekend in 2 tough road matches against Colorado and Oregon, as they leave Eugene with a 17-13 win over the Ducks. That will do it here from Pape Field for our entire terrific Pac-12 Network crew. I'm Ben Creighton saying so long from Eugene, where Stanford stays undefeated, taking down the Ducks 17-13. So long, everyone.